Should you draft franchise-tagged players in fantasy football? Imagine having a player locked into your team for an entire season with no surprises about where they will be. Sounds appealing, right? Well, that's what drafting franchise-tagged players can offer. The franchise tag is a one-year contract teams use to keep a player from hitting free agency. There are 3 types of franchise tags: exclusive, non-exclusive, and transition. Each offers different salary guarantees and negotiation rights, but I'll keep the player with the same team for at least 1 year. From a fantasy football point of view, drafting these players can bring a lot of predictability. Since they are tied to their current team for the upcoming season, you know their role and opportunities won't change unexpectedly. This is especially helpful in keeper leagues or dynasty formats where long-term planning matters. Knowing a player will stay put means you can forecast their usage more reliably and plan your roster accordingly. But there are some risks to keep in mind. Sometimes franchise-tagged players hold out or ask for trades if they want a long-term deal or prefer another team. This can lead to missed games or a dip in performance, which hurts your fantasy team. Also, because the franchise tag is expensive, teams might change their offensive schemes or roster to manage salary cap issues. That could impact how often the tagged player gets the ball or targets. Another point is that the franchise tag only guarantees 1 season. It doesn't provide long-term security beyond that year. So, if you're in a keeper or dynasty league, you need to think about what happens after the season ends. Will the player stay with the team? Will they be traded or hold out? These are questions to consider before drafting franchise-tagged players. In practical terms, these players are often seen as more stable short-term options. They can be especially attractive during the offseason when teams are making roster moves. Drafting a franchise-tagged player can give you a dependable piece for that season, but you should stay alert to news about potential holdouts or trades. Monitoring updates is key because a player's motivation or team situation can change quickly. In summary, drafting franchise-tagged players can offer a level of certainty for the upcoming season. They are less likely to switch teams or roles unexpectedly, which is a big plus. However, the risks of holdouts, motivation issues, and team dynamics mean you should weigh these factors carefully. Especially in long-term leagues, understanding the implications of the franchise tag can help you make smarter choices during your off-season drafts and free agency periods.